Hi everyone, Sharon here from the Trainers Training Company, and I'm here on Tuesday lunchtime with my Tuesday top tips. Now, didn't check in with you last Tuesday, largely due to the fact that we have builders in the house, and it was incredibly noisy. Couldn't hear myself think, and there's no way I could do my regular live for you. But fortunately, today we don't have any builders in the house for now. We're enjoying a builder free day till Thursday. So, no excuse, perfect opportunity to come in and have a chat to you. Lovely to see some people joining us. Now, if you do want to leave a comment or say hello, then please do so. I might ask you to sort of say who you are because StreamYard, the platform that I use to stream to my various groups and LinkedIn, etc., is a wonderful invention, but sometimes it doesn't always display the person who has left a comment. So if you want to say hello, please say hello below and but pop your name in as well. Type your name in so I can see who you are. So today, what I wanted to talk about just very quickly was something that happened yesterday, which I'm sure you are all aware of. And that was the fact that for about, I don't know how many hours it was, certainly in the UK from about 4:30 till almost midnight, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp all went down. Which oh hi Andrew, good to see you. Really, really good to see you. So yeah, it all went down. So it was quite nice for a bit, and I was enjoying it quite a bit because it stopped my son from pestering me for his rent money. But then he did figure out that he could send me a text instead, so I heard from him anyway. Normally we communicate on WhatsApp. But it was a bit odd, wasn't it? It was a bit strange. And I know if you're watching this in the Trainers Swap Members Only group, I put a post in this morning to kind of ask you how you felt about that and what did you do. And interestingly, some people were saying that it didn't bother them because they just got on with their work or whatever. And a couple of people were saying that they normally send texts anyway. But I woke up this morning and I thought, well, it begs the question, doesn't it? We're so used to the whole social media thing and having everything at our fingertips, the messaging and being on those particular platforms. But what would we do if Facebook? Sorry, somebody's trying to get hold of me on WhatsApp. So it's all back working again, obviously. What would you do in your business if you woke up this morning and Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, WhatsApp was not just down due to a power outage or something that happens on the internet, but was gone permanently? Because I quite often ask myself that question, what would happen if Mark Zuckerberg woke up one morning and just said, you know what, I'm done with this anymore, and I'm going to close the whole thing down. So it got me thinking about, the reliance that we all have, particularly as sort of trainers and small business owners on social media. And how can we protect ourselves against that kind of nightmare scenario that potentially could happen? Well, the first thing, I've got about 4 tips for you here. So the first thing that I would do is make sure that you have an email list. Everybody, with the advent of social media, obviously, there's lots of people out there that will tell you that email is dead and you basically don't need an email list because you've got everything available to you on social media. Let me tell you that I do not believe that email is dead. I think it's very much alive and kicking, and certainly what happened yesterday has made me realize even more the power of an email list. People who are in Facebook, in Facebook groups and on LinkedIn are not they're not your customers. You don't have them, you don't have their data, you don't have their details. You haven't really got that opportunity in the same way as you have when they're on an email list to create, to engage with them and create and build that kind of relationship with them. I've had this particular business for what, 11, 12 years now. It's always been an online business. And I have, been very, very active on social media, and certainly in the early days of my business, built up quite a big following on social media, and through that added people to my mailing list. But as the years have gone on, honestly, most of the people who go on to work with me and buy things from me, go on to purchase my programs, come into the Training Talk membership, etc., are people who are on my email list, people who have, got used to having that regular communication with me. So if you have not got an email list and don't know, how to have one, that I would urge you to get started. If you're a Training Talk member, if you go into spotlight sessions, I can bet you, I'm pretty sure there's a session there that we've done around email marketing. And I probably, because obviously that was probably quite a while ago that we did that, I'll probably do another one before Christmas, because I think it's really, really important that everybody, if you're in business, you should have an email list, and you should be cultivating that email list, building relationships with your current customers and potential customers too. That's the first thing. Have an email list. Second tip would be to, keep in touch with people in ways that do not involve being on social media, even though social media is a great thing. So, old-fashioned methods that probably we've all forgotten about. So, picking up the phone, having conversations with people. Yeah, we were laughing this morning in the Trainer Talk members only group about text, and I said, who sends text anymore? Well, don't forget about them, just because we've got Facebook Messenger and LinkedIn Messenger and WhatsApp. Don't forget about sending text, because sometimes that might just be a more effective way of cutting through the noise. So keep in touch with people. Third tip would be have a regular method of communication. Again, something that does not involve social media. So that could be something as simple as a newsletter. So a newsletter that goes out to your email list once a week or once a month. Lots of my clients have got into the habit of sending out newsletters once a week, and have had fantastic results over the years through them, through that regular, consistent communication. People might not always read a Facebook post, they might just kind of scroll past it, but they will probably read your email, particularly if it's something that you've got something of value to say and you're sending it out once a week. Tip number 4 would be to have some kind of contact management system. So, do not keep your contacts in a place where you can access them, obviously legally, all in one place. So don't have your contacts, on a spreadsheet or, written down on a piece of paper somewhere. They need to be somewhere where, one, they are accessible, and two, you can go into that system and you can sort of see at a glance all the different, interactions and conversations that you've had with people over the years. Let's face it, most of us, our clients will come to you because of many, many interactions that they've had with us, probably over a long time period. Most of my clients and people that I work with, they will say, oh, I've been following you, for 2 years, and now I'm here. Or, we might have had many, many conversations over a long period of time. And I'm sure many of your clients, when you think back, they are people that you've kept in touch with over a number of years. Now, you need to have access to those clients and potential clients. You need to be able to see at a glance, what you've talked about, whether you maybe put a proposal in, what happened, what was the feedback, all those sorts of things. Do not try and keep all that information in your head, because, you will just forget. And all of us, have many conversations and interactions with people over the course of an average day. So make sure that they are all in one place. And also that will give you a great advantage because, I use my contact management all that I use is Active Campaign. So everything is in that system. So I use it for my email marketing. I use it for my contacts. We use it for notes. You can add tasks to it. So we use it for follow-ups, anything. Now, the great thing about that as well is, and particularly those of you who outsource and who have teams, it's not just you in the business. I have about 7 people in my team, and they're all having different interactions with different customers and potential customers throughout the course of the day as well. They might be having a phone conversation, they might be sending an email, they might be doing something on the payment side, cancelling, God forbid, cancelling a membership or adding somebody to the membership or whatever. But every time a member of my team does something to do with a particular contact, they go into Active Campaign and they will make a note on the system, because that means when I go in, or when somebody else goes in, they can see at a glance what's happening with that customer, and all the information is there. So a good contact management system is really going to help you, not just from a marketing perspective, in case Facebook, Instagram, or whatever goes down, but from a running your business perspective as well, is incredibly helpful. Tip number 5, and this is the last one, would be to look for opportunities to meet people offline as well as online as well. So now we are obviously returning a little bit more to the face-to-face world. I'll come on to that in a second, Andrew. As we're returning to the face-to-face world, there will be now more opportunities where you can go and meet people face-to-face. The typical, networking, meetups, coffees, co-working, all those sorts of things that go on. And then in your average day or average week, create some space to have conversations with people. So, send them an email and say, hey, here's a link to my calendar. How about if we have a catch up? And, and so people can book in and have a chat with you. Make some space available in your week for you to have those conversations with people. This is simple stuff, I know. And this is, I always say this about marketing, it's not rocket science, and we all know what to do. It's just the doing of it that a lot of people find difficult, in terms of taking those consistent actions that are the things that lead to business. So Andrew is asking, thanks for the question, what contact management systems do you recommend to use? Yes, as I've explained just now, Active Campaign is the one that I use. I think it's absolutely fantastic. We did move away from it a little bit last year and went over to Infusionsoft. And the reason that I did that, Andrew, was because of, at the time, Infusionsoft Active Campaign did not talk very well to Stripe, which is the payment platform that I use. And you had to go through a third party, and it just kept breaking. So we moved over to Infusionsoft, and that, it was fairly good, fairly robust, but not as good as Active Campaign in my view. So we were able to actually go back, because Active Campaign now has been updated, and it does talk to Stripe, so there's no need for a third-party system. So happy days. So we are back on Active Campaign. Previous to, I've experimented with many systems over the years. I used to use something called One Page CRM, which is a very simple CRM system. Now, it won't manage your email for you, but what it will do is just manage your contacts. So you can upload all your contacts into there. You can add tasks, you can add reminders, you can add your notes, all those sorts of things. You can do things like you can download all your LinkedIn contacts into there and things like that. We do have to be careful, obviously, with things like that because of a GDPR, but if you're not emailing them, if they're just people that you would have access to anyway if you went onto LinkedIn. That would be a great way of managing that within One Page CRM. So I hope that was useful. So in summary, what I've been talking about today is really related to what happened yesterday when the world ended, but didn't really, when Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp went down. So really talking about, if you woke up tomorrow and all of those social media platforms were to go, or maybe tomorrow it could be LinkedIn that went down for a week, who knows? What would you do? How would you kind of maintain your business with all that going on? This experience has taught us that it is important to have other ways of keeping in touch with people, other ways of managing your business rather than relying on social media all the time. And I've talked about the importance of having an email list, the importance of keeping in touch with people in ways that do not involve social media, having a newsletter that you send out once a week or once a month, having a contact management system, and always look for opportunities to meet people and talk to them, both offline and online. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. If you're watching this on the replay, then do let me know. Add your questions and comments into the box below, whether you're watching me on Facebook or on LinkedIn. And I will be back, builders permitting, I will be back again next week at 12:30 for more of my Tuesday tips. And until then, goodbye and take care and have a great Tuesday afternoon. Bye.